Hello, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today I am here to reflect on this little cutie. This is the Brown Witch Lenny, a cheeky BIPOC Halloween Witch Lenormand deck. And I am very excited to be sharing this with you. This is coming from Auntie K's Tarot. I will link Krista. This is Krista at Auntie K's Tarot. I will link Krista's all of her information in the description box below, including her Instagram, her YouTube page. And when I have the Kickstarter launch page link, I will link that as well. At the moment, this is not available for sale, but I wanted to share this because it's Halloween and this is the perfect Halloween deck for the Halloween video. It's my first and only Halloween Lenormand deck, Halloween themed Lenormand deck, and basically the perfect one, this thing. So let's just take a look at the box. Now, this is a prototype, so just know that if you see some things like the back of this box is upside down, that is going to be corrected, as well as anything, anything that you see that's not spelled correctly or anything like that will be corrected. She's very diligent about correcting all of those things. I'm just showing you my prototype, so just be aware of that. So it says, the Brown Witch Lenny dresses every witch in classic attire of skirt, hat, striped stockings, and cowboy boots. There are 3 alternative cards. There's an alternative for coffin, dog, and cross, as well as 5 keyword cards and 1 double-faced card. Okay, and that's just like an idea of what you're gonna get. This is probably my favorite card in the deck, so I was excited to see it's there on the box. I love the design on this box. I think it's cool. It came from Drive Through Cards, and the way that they construct their boxes make them very sturdy. There's like an extra flap here. This opens up a little bit more than the card so you can get your fingers in there. There's an extra flap here. This is a really sturdy tuck box, y'all. Yeah, so I was like, yes, I like tuck boxes, and I'm always happy to get a sturdy tuck box because I prefer to keep my decks in tuck boxes because they take up less space, especially for a Lenormand deck. Here are the backs. Got this beautiful triple moon with this frame, which is very, I don't know what it is, Victorian or something. It just feels very fortune tellery, right? Is on the front and the back of the cards. And then on the front of the cards, you get this sort of marbleization or clouds around the edge. Oh, I've got them upside down, sorry. And then the image in the middle. So you do get a border, which is good for reading. Well, for me, when I'm reading Lenormand, I do like to see a border it helps with being able to discern the cards when I'm reading in bigger spreads. That's all. So it came with this sort of printer card. It does come with a double face card if you want to use that for, I don't know, I would use this as like a stop card, but you can use it for whatever you want. It's nice to have an extra card if you lose a card or something like that. Again, I'm showing you a prototype, so this frame will be fixed on the original deck. It's a little bit off center on here. Please don't let that bother you. This is a prototype. It's a prototype, but I love this deck. I don't care, prototype or not. This deck is a vibe. So it comes with 5 cards that have your meanings on them. They do come front and back. And I just had them clipped together, but if you wanted to lay these out while you're reading, it's nice to have them in card form. She also provided me with a guidebook, a digital guidebook, which I am going to share some images. Okay, so I'm just going to pop up here on the screen one of the pages of the guidebook just so that you can get a feel for what it looks like. And each title page is going to contain the card's general information, keywords, and energy, of course, the picture of the card. And then the facing page talks about how she uses and sees the cards and gives them examples. Krista says that she mostly reads Lenormand in grand tableaus, and she uses a mat with the card titles and places and lays all the cards on the mat. And she finds that using the houses really solidifies the answers and made Lenormand easier for her to read. So, she offers you to try that out. And she gives examples as far as just a question using 2 cards. And then some of the cards are examples of question using 5 card layout. Some of them are a question using a grand tableau to answer that question. So she gives various ways to read the cards, which I think is really cool in a Lenormand guidebook. It's nice to see things like that in this sort of guidebook. I think it's really cool that she gives so many different examples, and it's nice. It's nice to have something like that available when you purchase a Lenormand deck, especially if you're still learning Lenormand. Like, I'm still learning Lenormand. I only been reading it for I bought my first Lenormand deck in 2019, so I'm still very new at reading Lenormand, and I don't do it that often. I do it more often now than I did because it's becoming easier for me. But in the beginning, it was hard. And so I didn't do it that often. It was so much easier for me to use tarot, you know? But now that I'm reading the Normand a lot, I know what I kind of like in a deck. I find this deck to be very innovative when it comes to a Lenormand deck. Now, I don't have all Lenormand decks in the world, okay? But I think it's cool. When Krista sent me the pictures, I was like, yes, I want to review this. This is cool. So I'm going to show you some of the cards. Let me zoom you in and we'll take a look and I'll talk to you about what I think is so new and interesting and different about this cute little Halloween deck. The card size is a bridge size. This is a poker size card. So if you have any bicycle size and bicycle card, I'm gonna just show you. This is the same size as any bicycle poker card. Okay, so this is the bicycle poker card, and you can see they're exact same size. And this is a smooth. This is almost like a make playing cards smooth, smooth style card. What am I trying to say? Cardstock. And so it glides, it shuffles. There's no bowing. I've been using the hell out of this for a month and there's no bowing. It's playing cards stock with a core. So it's very good cardstock. If you've ever had a deck from Make Playing Cards, or I would say this is same like Make Playing Cards or even Printer Studio probably, but this is from Drive Through Cards. So if you have a deck from Drive Through Cards, you might know their cardstock specifically. I don't have any others from that company to compare it to, but I can compare it to Make Playing Cards and it feels about the same. Okay, so the anatomy of the card is you've got the number, you've got the title, and then she's designed her own playing cards and put the inserts here in the middle in the center, which is right where I love to see them. So that's perfect for me. There's a border, and then here's our and then there's the theme, right? So here's our brown witch Lenny riding in on her broom to bring us our message, right? This is our rider. And I love that. I love that everybody in here is brown. I love the non-binary or gender fluid feel of these the people that are in the cards. I also really enjoy and when she sent me these images, I was like, yes, yes. So after reading through her guidebook, I realized that Krista and I read Lenormand in very similar ways, or she reads Lenormand in the way that I am currently learning how to read Lenormand. And that is by using the imagery in the cards to make a story, right? And even if people say when they're reading Lenormand or when they're looking at Lenormand deck that a house is a house is a house, but a house has various meanings, right? So how do you pick which meaning is which? Well, you're weaving a story. I love the way that she uses, when she reads Lenormand, she uses the face cards for the playing card insets as either a personality or to indicate people in, whatever she's reading about. So she's put them on the card. So she's popped them out of the playing card inset. So you can see that our king here has popped out of the insert and has landed in our card and is calling down the storms. And I love it. I love that. And it gives you another layer or something to really kind of work with when you're thinking about the meaning of the clouds card. We know that it's about confusion and disruption and, things that can happen, but it could also be about, look, she indicates here that, she thinks of the clouds as being a drama king. So there's our drama king indicated right there on the card, a boss, a work connection. So I think it's cool that she has illustrated more of the meanings on it. Gives it an opportunity to have more of the card meanings illustrated on the cards because snake is a snake is a snake, but the snake can also have the meaning of a slithery person, right? And so it's nice to have that reminder there on the card. It gives the opportunity to have more of the meanings of the cards illustrated because all of the symbols have multiple meanings, right? That none of them just have the one meaning. So yeah, I love that she gave us two options for the coffin. And some of these cards I really thought was cool. I chose the seance because I felt that really went with the theme. But if you wanted to keep the original coffin, she's giving you the coffin with the ghost there. So that's wonderful. I went with seance. I'm going to leave them both here for now. Yep, here's our Queen of Spades receiving her gift. Our Jack of diamonds here with the scythe. This broom card is gorgeous. Love what's happening at the end, what's been being swept out of the room here, like love and wind and you know stars, like just all. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Um, I love that everybody in here is brown. Love that. I like the witchy nature of it. It's great for Halloween. And I always wanted a Halloween Lenormand deck, but I hadn't ever picked one up. And I didn't know why until now. I was waiting for this one. This is my perfect Halloween Lenormand deck. Look at the stork card. I love her. She's riding, the Queen of Hearts is literally riding the stork in. I love it. The artwork is bright, it's fun. So we've got two dog cards. We have the dog and the familiar. Because I like cats, I chose the cat, the familiar, but you could keep the dog if you want to stay traditional. Our tower is super cute, very witchy, very, I don't know, it's giving me Beetlejuice vibes, like the Beetlejuice cartoon, if you guys remember that one. Garden, the mountain, our crossroads with the Queen of Diamonds has popped into popped into the card here with her stripy stockings. That's fun. They all have like little witch hats, and look, her outfit. I actually had an outfit like this that I wore for Halloween one year. It was like I called it a barmaid, but I didn't have a cape, but it was similar. Look at this ring. Look at that labradorite on that ring. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. The book is a grimoire. The letter. What does this letter say? I never did look. Let me see. Blue candle, dress candle, and lavender. Oh, it's a spell, or it's like the directions for a spell. That's cool. You might be able to actually do it. I don't know. I've never really tried. So for the people cards, you've got the seeker, who is the person asking the question. And you can see they're holding their desire here. And in this card, the other person would be desire. So the person asking the question and then their desire. Those are our people. Again, very gender fluid. The lilies and our king has popped out and is gardening here. The sun, this moon, super cute. The key, the fish, and again, our king of spades here. Anchor, we have a mermaid. I didn't even notice that mermaid before. And then the cross, we have two options. You've got cross and trials. And I think I chose trials because it felt witchy. But you can choose whichever one you prefer. If you don't like cross, I know a lot of times people don't want the word cross in their decks. So you've got the option for trials. And again, these are the backs. Okay, so like I said, they are poker size and very bendy, definitely have a core, shuffle like a dream. These are, I mean, it's a great sturdy cardstock. Just, typical print on demand cardstock, but it's sturdy and it'll last. You can see it glides very nicely, slides wonderfully. Look at how pretty that is with this border. The border is nice. It just definitely feels very fortune tellery. So yes, that is the Brown Witch Lenny. I've actually been using it with a couple of decks. Actually, I'll show you really quickly. This is the Witch's Familiar Runic Oracle from Hay House. I recently did these are the backs. I recently did a challenge on Instagram that was like about runes using use your divination tools challenge. And it got me back using Lenormand more often, pretty much daily now. And also got me to pull out the rune decks that I have. This one actually just came to me from Hay House, but I had a couple other rune decks, which got me using these rune decks. I don't really know too much about runes, but I liked the way these read together. It was nice because it's not just runes, but you also have, it's very witchy, and this is witchy. And then this is not just runes, but you also have a familiar. And so I liked that energy for the day to think about having a rune, a familiar, and then the three Lenormand cards to kind of guide me through my day. So I used these together, which I thought was a lot of fun um, for a little while. And then another option, let me just get it. So this is the Raven's Wand Oracle by Stephen Hutton. Another mass market deck. This one is from US Game Systems. So I recently watched a video of on a channel whose name I can't recall right now. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. Where she mostly does videos about Lenormand, but she was talking about ways to combine Lenormand with Oracle and Tarot. And I liked it. I liked what she said. She gave a couple of ideas for spreads, and I took what she gave me and kind of like fit it for myself, and I have been using it. And I think that I like the idea of having like a bigger theme and then drilling down with the Lenormand deck. It's not something I had ever. I mean, I can't say I've never done it before. I probably have, but it's not something that I've done regularly until now, until I saw that video, and it kind of put me on a path because I was already using Lenormand every day of doing this. And so I used it with this. I think these colors match lovely. And so I did match it up with this one. And then when I wanted to pull in a tarot deck, I mostly pulled in, let me just show you real quick. This is the Tarot of Enchanted Garden. I pulled this one in because the colors, oh my goodness, the way these colors look together is so beautiful. So let's see if I can, let me just move some stuff out of the way. Let's just get some stuff out of the way. All right, so we can make a little space here. Like my little cauldron. I got a little cauldron. I'm doing the Halloween witchy thing for y'all. I actually got this cauldron. It's a garlic roaster, and I thought it was so cute that it was a cauldron, so I bought it, and I've been using it just to store some crystals in and stuff because I don't need a cauldron for anything. But I did. Somebody was telling me that I should burn intentions, and I was like, well, I don't have anything to burn intentions in, so I'm happy to have that cauldron now. But I was using this deck, so this is the Tarot of the Enchanted Garden. So that was my oracle. I mean, my tarot, and then the oracle, and then the Lenormand cards. And this was sort of my little, my little thing for a little while. And I really enjoyed this. So yeah. Yeah, this was me for a couple of weeks, maybe almost a whole month. And I really enjoyed using them all together. I was getting a lot of very ancestral, heavy energy coming through with this deck. It was really giving me an ancestral feel. When I was using the Brown Witch Lenny, a lot of the messages that were coming through were about ancestors and it was constantly trying to encourage me to do ancestral readings and um, to think in the terms of messages coming from ancestral spaces. And I actually have had no intention of doing those types of readings. But because it was pushing me so hard, I pulled out the Energy and Spirit Oracle, and I was using that for a little while to do some like daily pulls, I don't know, just some trying to get some information on guidance and stuff like that. So I did a little bit of that, and it was cool. So here's personal guide, guardian angel, spirit family, and then I would pull two or three cards mostly. Usually when I work with Lenormand, my inclination is to pull 3 cards or 5 cards. But you could just do two if like sometimes I do just do two. Oftentimes I'm pulling 3. So I usually will pull in the morning a energy spirit oracle card and then 3 Lenore message. So I would pull the card, read from the guidebook, ask the question, and then pull 3 more cards to kind of drill down So that was one way to do it. So if I have talent guides, spirit mentors, and teachers, I'm going to read in the guidebook to see where that takes me, and then ask a question to further drill down into that message. Another way that I worked with it would be I would pull the Lenormand cards first, and then see what they want to tell me for the day, what I need to, like, what do I need to think about today, what do I need to work hard on today, or something like that, or what's the best way to make sure that my day goes well. It's usually what I'm trying to find out. And then once I pull that, I will top it off with a message from the Energy Spirit Oracle in that way. So I did it that way as well sometimes. And I thought that these read very wonderful together. This is very clear, and it felt, like I said, very ancestral. And so but this one is supportive, and it's directional but supportive, and I think that this Lenormand was for me as well. So I just really enjoyed the work together with these. Now, of course, you can use them in a full-on tableau. They are I can't get a full tableau on my screen here, but I'll just show them to show you a couple rows so you can see what they look like laid out. Okay, so that way you can kind of see what they look like laid out. I love the borders on them. The borders really help me be able to see when I'm using when I'm doing a big spread with Lenormand cards. I like to have borders. I want to see the pictures very clearly. So this deck, it definitely allows me to see the pictures clearly. The borders help. The titles are very clearly written on the cards, so I can see exactly what I'm looking at. The playing card inserts are nice and large, and I can see quickly at a glance how many red, how many green, how many black. I can also see the court cards popping out here. Like, my eyes go directly to them because of the way that she's um, illustrated them. Not only are they on the card, but I actually can pick them out at a glance. So yeah, they're very workable as far as like using them in a larger spread. So you can kind of get a feel for what you're looking at. So that is our Brown Witch Lenny. What do you guys think? Are you excited? I will, as soon as I know anything about the Kickstarter, when it's ready, I think it's going to be January. When it's ready, I will reshare this video in my posts. So keep an eye out for that and subscribe so you can see the posts. And then I will put the link for where you can sign up for that if you're interested. And I will also pop it in the description box below as soon as I know. So if you're seeing this in January or 2024 or further along, the links will be in the description box below. So I hope you guys enjoyed looking at the Brown Witch Lenny as much as I enjoyed using it this month. Shout out to Krista. Thank you so much for sending it my way for purposes of review. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps it get out there. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle. I will post Krista's socials in the description box below so that you can follow along with the creation of her decks. She's got a Marseille deck coming that's fabulous. I backed it. I'm excited. And then also, some other, I'm sure other things coming from her brain. So, you follow along there and you can check her out. And until I see you guys next time, stay safe and happy Halloween. Bye-bye.